Hello and welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda: The Oracle of Ages. On the last episode, we got our animal friend Moosh back, and then we went to Symmetry City Ruins, and it was broken, so we went back in time, and it wasn't broken. Then they're like, help, our shit's getting messed up, so they gave us a nut to go get fixed, and this guy right here, he's gonna fix that nut for us, so let's see what he has to say. I haven't had any visitors in some time. I am Patch the Restoration Guru. Did you need me? I guess we did. Heh. You want me to repair that tuning nut? My restoration ceremony might fix it. You want to try? Yeah, sure, let's do it. You are willing to try? Very well, follow me. So, he seems rather eager about this. I wonder what's up with dear old Patch. Welcome to Patch's Crazy Cart. Will you partake in my ceremony? Hey, wait, a crazy cart doesn't sound like a ceremony. No, I don't want to hear your rules. So what this guy does is he's going to go ahead and fix the nut. But what he does, he plays the game with you because he's kind of an asshole. So what you need to do is to get all of these hard hat beetles to fall before the cart hits the nut, which is, I don't think you're, well, I don't want to say it's impossible, but it'd be very hard to do with one go around of the cart, as if you don't stand on that button, the cart will go right into the nut and break it even more, which basically, you know, just ends your little mini-game thing. But it could be bad, because, you know, a cart hitting the fucking nut is always a bad thing. We managed to do it in one go, which is a good thing. But you just want to knock them into the hole, and then you get it fixed. And he's going to go ahead and tell us if we need anything else fixed. We can bring it to his trap ceremony. He can't even get it straight in his head, little jerk. But you know, we got the tuning nut fixed, and that's all that matters. Even if we had to go through with that stupid little mini-game. As a kid, that was always just like the jerkiest thing. You get there and you're like, oh, you're gonna fix it for me. Oh, what the fuck is this? You're gonna run a cart into my shit over and over again? Once you get the thing fixed, you just run back into here. I don't know if you have to talk to the girls, but you just run up here and you put the nut back in its place, which fixes the symmetry of Symmetry City. And I'm sure they have to say, like, oh, thank you, Lonk, we love you, you're the best. But we don't need their bullshit. We're just gonna go back in the future and see if, you know, we actually managed to help. If that little nut meant so much that, you know, it led to a city becoming ruins. So let's see the difference. And everything is good. There's flowers and everything's green instead of on fire. And oh, look at this. The volcano has a nice little level 4 skull dungeon for us. So welcome to the level 4, the next dungeon place for essences of good. Now, I have some weird memories about this place. I remember liking this place because it has a really cool item, an iconic Zelda item, if you would. But I also remember disliking this place because it has some of the jerkiest puzzles in Zelda, or one of the jerkiest puzzles in any Zelda game. Not for, I guess it's a difficult puzzle, but it's kind of like one of those time-consuming puzzles that's just like, oh, whoever made this was an asshole. We'll get to see it later. And, oh, a compass. You normally get the map before the compass, don't you? I don't know. There isn't really a pattern. These things are pretty jerky. Not as jerky as, of course, the thing we're going to be seeing later. But, you know, these are kind of the puzzles that you just push the block around and hope for the best. Or at least that's how I normally go about it. I've memorized that one in, like, level 1, I think it was, that it's in. We're not going to get it from there. Because you want it to have the blue, like, right before you get there, but I'm not very good at these. Oh, but there we go. Like, as soon as you admit to your problems, the game's like, okay, you've just admitted that you suck. We'll go ahead and let you win. And then you can, like, get down on your knees and go, oh, thank you, game, I love you. And then the game pats you on your head and makes you really proud of yourself because it's a good game. I am not looking too far into this. I don't know what you guys are talking about. But you want to go left before you go right because of course, you need that key, and keys are always a good thing. Speaking of keys, though, ew, puns, stupid. Those fire keys are like the jerkiest enemies, because you can't hit them just by, like, how you would a normal keys, because they're flying. Like, I know that sounds weird, but normal keys, they fly, but you can hit them, like, because they're on the same layer as you, but they're, like, in an aerial layer. I don't know what you refer to that as, but they're, like, one layer above you, so you either have to jump to hit them or wait for them to come down to hit you. It's really weird, and I don't know why the fire keys do that when the normal keys don't. Like, the only difference is they're on fire. Like, if the fire keys run into you, and they lose their fire, they turn into normal keys, but I think they still retain that ability to be on that other layer, and they swoop up and down. I don't know what's up with that, but you know, it's just an enemy trait. Just one of those things, I guess. Oh look, a seed shooter puzzle. Like I said in Moonlit Grotto, scent seeds are probably gonna be your like go-to seed when it comes to the seed shooter, unless you have like a specific need, like, you know, to light something on fire. I can't think of too many times where you're gonna need the mystery seed or the gale seed. The gale seed can be fun because if you hit a gale seed, like I'll show you guys right now. If you shoot a gale seed at an enemy, it basically auto kills them. If they're, I'm sure there's some enemies that doesn't work on, like of course like bosses and mini bosses. But I always thought that was a neat thing. Like you can just warp them away because they get stuck in a tornado. And tornadoes are of course the most powerful thing in the universe because motherfucking Mother Nature. That's how that works. This level has a few puzzles. Or I don't know if it has more than one, but for some reason this puzzle is really memorable to me, where you pull this little like ore-looking thing out, and the lava will harden, allowing you to get across. I guess these puzzles aren't all that hard. I think you can probably push this out of the way so you can make a shortcut. Although there's not too much of a purpose, because the block comes back whenever you leave the screen, so I don't really know what's up with that. Oh look, Stronger Stalfos. I don't know if we've seen any Stronger Stalfos until now, of course, other than the Shrouded Stalfos. The jumping Stalfos are always kind of funny, because, you know, they're supposed to be harder to get because they're jumping, and while they are harder to get, the easiest way to kill them is just back them into a corner and then just beat the shit out of them. The fact that they throw bones is more or less inconsequential, as long as you don't get hit. But of course, I guess anything can be unconsequential as long as you don't get hit. And more hard hat beetles. I really don't like hard hat beetles because they're kind of jerky. Because, you know, you can only kill them by, like, hitting them off of something. And that's cheating in my book. Being not dying when I hit you with my sword is cheating, and oh, messed it up. I don't know why this game really likes these puzzles where it's like, oh, you gotta jump over the thing. The best way to do it is to you know, kind of plan it so where you can land on... Wait, what did I do? Oh, the middle one was yellow, and that one was blue, and then... Oh, yellow, yeah. I don't know why it likes those puzzles where it's like, make the tiles look like that one, because that's not like a terribly difficult puzzle, but Oracle of Ages for some reason really likes that puzzle, because I think they do it a few times. Like, we've seen that once or twice whenever we got the Rock's Feather, because, you know, it's a good puzzle for the Rock's Feather just to demonstrate it, but, yeah, I don't know, it just really loves it. Best way to do this, I think, is to, yeah, there we go, just to push it out of the way whenever the blade traps have, kind of clanged together already. And was that blue? Oh, that was blue, good. That one was a bit easier than the other one. Not that the other one was terribly difficult, but, you know, whatevs. These minecart doors have never made too much sense to me. It's like, why is this door, you can only open this door with minecarts, like, it's a video game thing, but how do you make a door that only responds to a minecart slamming into it? Like, maybe it just is, like, you need a certain amount of force to do it, and that's it, that's the thing that it does, but I will never know. And we're getting really lucky with these seed shooter puzzles, because these can take a while, since, you know, you don't really have an aimer, like any kind of crosshair or whatever, so it's kind of up to luck in a way that it's like, well, you can be good at this or you can't sort of luck. Like, that makes no sense even to me, but it sort of does. Like, you know, you can be good with the seed shooter and like, okay, I know how this is going to bounce off, but then you're also moving back and forth on the platform, so, you know, it's about timing. I really do like the seed shooter, and the puzzles that they do with them are really neat. You'll see a lot of cool ones in this game. This puzzle, though, is not so much a puzzle and just, can you kill that many Stalfos? Because if you don't kill those Stalfos, there will be a door locked right there that will not let you through. But, you know, it's just killing through Stalfos. This moving platform, on the other hand, is probably, like, the jerkiest thing in the game. I've died in this room before, just because you can't land on those fucking platforms. For some reason, just, these things have a hard time detecting, like, whether you're on them, and sometimes you move, and it's like, no, you didn't do that right. Luckily, though, after repeated times, I learned that jar will always have a fairy in it, so, you know, you can recover if you're taking too much of a beating, and oh, good, we made it. So this room can take me a while, or we can get through it, like, instantly, depending on, like, you know, it's one of those things where it's like, okay, you're doing it right, but the game's just gonna screw you over on it, but you are partially responsible. Like, that makes a little sense, I guess, because sometimes you, like, land on it, and you're like, yes, perfect landing, but then Link falls in lava, But you know, maybe Lonk not being Link will be helpful to us. It's mainly this like last one that's really mean. Oh, but we made it, so we're good. So as long as we don't fuck up, we'll be good. Because I don't think you ever have to come back this way and pea hats, you silly pea hats. And like I said earlier, for some reason this game really likes this puzzle. It just thinks it's a really good puzzle. These color puzzles. I don't think they can really even make those more complex than they already are. But yeah, Zelda, they always find ways to make the simplest things just really hard. So maybe later in the game they get harder. I don't remember the dungeons as well as I should. Although we're cruising through this dungeon pretty well. Well, cruising pretty well for the fact that I'm kind of doing guesswork. But we're not even halfway through this dungeon, I don't think. On top of that, we haven't gotten to the worst part. Oh, well, we're at the mini-boss. I guess we are halfway through. My mighty sword and mighty shield shall crush you. So I've never really understood this. But this is one of those enemies where he's like, oh, I have an unbreakable shield and the sword that can break anything. Like, who thinks that's a good idea? Like, if your sword can break any... Like, that paradox thing's always been, like, a thing that people do, like, as a thing. Like, I'm sorry, I don't know how to words that better. But why do you do that? Like, if you're gonna have an unbreakable shield, like, maybe the sword comes, like, half off if you buy it. But at that point, you just know that someone's gonna use your sword against you. Added on the fact that he throws his fucking sword and just lets it fly around the room like a boomerang that just locks onto you. I don't know. I've never understood, like, the logic behind it. Like, I know it's a video game, you shouldn't worry about the logic, but why would you do that? Oh well, it doesn't matter. This guy can be a bit of a jerk to get it to hit him. Sometimes you just gotta kind of like walk straight into him to let it do it. No! My mighty sword is broken! You'll pay for this. He doesn't really care about his shield, even though his shield was the one that looked like it, you know, broke more. After his shield breaks, he kind of just devolves into an enemy that rushes at you, which is actually more effective than it probably should be. Like, he wasn't that hard. Just, you know, 3 spin attacks and he's dead. But I always find that enemies that their goal is just to run into you is always the best, because running into you does a lot of damage, and you can get stuck in their, like, their sprite, so it just keeps doing damage to you. So for reasons unknown, running into people in video games is probably the best attack. It's probably why Pokemon gives you tackle as your first attack. It's like, oh, motherfucker, oh, god damn it. This is probably one of the most annoying puzzles in the game. Like, I know it doesn't look hard, it's just you have to touch all of the tiles before you get to the end, and I just fucked that up. You, of course, I don't know if it's possible to do it from that other entrance, but I think I know where to go from the entrance that you come through. Maybe, no I don't. This is gonna take a while. This puzzle is just really hard for me, and I think other people agree, because I've seen plenty of guides about it. It's just one of those puzzles that it's like who came up with this? This is much harder than it should be, because this looks like it'd be so easy, but then it's not, and I keep making the same mistake. That's the problem with this puzzle. It's not a problem with the puzzle. I'm sorry. It's a problem with how I at least go about it, because I keep trying the same thing, which is not a good idea, and yeah, damn it. So your goal is touch all of the tiles. You can't repeat a tile. So once it's red, it's done for, and I think I actually just screwed us out of that right there, but you know, whatever. We can just keep going. You just gotta kind of learn how to touch tiles without screwing yourself, and I think at the beginning, if you walk in and you go ahead and touch all of these tiles, is that the right thing to do? I think it is, because I'm remembering we want to kind of hit this in such a way. I'm sorry, this. Oh, there we go. I think we got it. Yeah. There's another one of these puzzles in this dungeon, which is even harder than this. But you know, we can celebrate our victory for now because we get the switch hook. It may not be the hook shot, but you know, it's a bit more like an iconic Zelda thing than the magnetic gloves is, because this is the magnetic gloves aren't in this game, like I said when we were playing Seasons, but this is kind of the variant of the item you get, because while the magnetic gloves could, you know, push and pull, this will push and pull you, but rather than, you know, pushing and pulling you, you just switch places the thing that you're shooting at, which is really neat. It can hurt some weaker enemies. It might even be able to stun some. I'm not sure how true that is. But, you know, I always thought this was kind of a neat item, because, just switching places is kind of an interesting thing, and it leads to some interesting puzzles. Like, I'm sure we're going to start seeing some cooler puzzles, at least even within this dungeon itself, where you kind of have to play with the whole, you know, swapping, because you're not just latching onto it and jumping over there. You're damn it, I was hoping to jump, because I said jump, and I'm like, oh wait, I can jump past them, but then my brain was like, no, you don't have that item, silly. But I always thought the switch hook was kind of cool, and as you can see, it's level 1, so that means there's an upgrade within the game, which is always a cool thing. Cause I like upgrades, like as cheap as it is, because it's like, well, we need an item to fill it up, you know, just take up space as dungeon items. I always like, you know, upgradable things, because once you get the upgraded things, like, oh, this is so awesome, even if they just kind of, even if they had a better one when they started and just kind of nerfed it. You know, upgrades are just one of those guilty pleasure things, I guess. Probably an odd thing to describe as a guilty pleasure, but a guilty pleasure nonetheless. This puzzle can be a bit mean, because what you want to do is you want to get the diamond block right there and then swap it, because otherwise you'll be stuck on the other side and you won't be able to get through. At least I don't think you will be able to. That's how I've always looked at that puzzle anyways. But you know, it's just one of those things, nothing but a Legend of Zelda thing, I guess. The kind of drawback to the switch hook, though, is you don't get invincibility when you're shooting the switch hook, which is kind of lame. But you know, whatever. We don't need no stupid invincibility frame. We can make it without you. Let's go ahead and just jump again so we can kind of get them before they switch. Because if you like, the best way to do these puzzles is just to go ahead and change it a bunch, because then you get them in a cycle and it takes them a while to change. So it gives you more time to hunt down the little gels while they're going ahead and changing. Like I said earlier, I don't know why they like these color puzzles. Like, the Game Boy Color had already been a thing, so it wasn't like, oh, we're utilizing the color. Not like how in Link's Awakening there's a color dungeon. But, you know, whatever. Like I said earlier, the puzzle comes back in the same dungeon, and I'm pretty damn sure it'll come back even later in the game as well. Someone just thought of this puzzle, and they're like, oh my fucking god, I'm a genius. I've created, like, the most asshole-ish puzzle ever. Because I don't know about you guys, but I've always disliked this puzzle. Just always hated it. And, I think I said it earlier, but I've seen a lot of guides just dedicated to solving this one puzzle. Because this is one of the puzzles that if you can end up just spending hours on. Like, I'm sure as a kid, I even got stuck on it. We've already fucked up. There's no point in continuing that. Like, I remember as a kid, like, I just got stuck here, and I'm like, I can't beat this puzzle. This is just too much, man. I can't handle it, and this probably isn't the right thing to do. But I'm gonna go ahead and just give this way a shot. You know, just trying out as many combinations as we can before we move on. Take up as many blocks as you can as you go down without trapping yourself. No, but we've already screwed ourselves out unless we make that our last one. Because that one that's above the Armo statue, unless we can find a way to come back now. Yeah, we screwed ourselves out of this. Well, time to try this shit! Holy shit! Like, I decided that I thought that would take forever, so I decided to cut away, but then we do it. That was amazing. That was the best thing that could have ever happened in my life, and I think I'm going to blow my brains out, because nothing will ever satisfy me after that. That was the best, and I lead a sad life, and I actually never thought about it, because I always jump past here, and then it's like, oh, that's why, damn. I was thinking, well, because that hard hat beetle decides that he just wants to be in your way, and you're just like, no, you're not getting past. I'm going to block your exit. But I never thought about hitting him with a switch hook, but I guess I did. It just doesn't work. You know, one of the disappointing things in life. Like I said earlier, the switch hook can be used to cause damage, but only on weaker enemies. Like, it'll kill Keese, no problem. But, you know, Keese are pretty weak, so, you know, anything can kill them. Even the boomerang in the other game. Wait, did we get a boomerang in this game? I don't know. Huh. I actually just thought about that. The boomerang probably isn't in this game. It's probably in the other one, since Seasons is more like original Zelda, so it has the magic boomerang and boomerang. Just because it's like, look at us catering to Zelda fans by doing stuff that was in Zelda games. And actually, wait, what's going down here? Because I almost went up there because it looked like a place to go. But we can harden the lava with this thing, because it cuts it off and hardens the lava. That's what they always do. But what's the point of this? And do we have... no, we don't have Pegasus seeds yet, do we? Because I was going to say we should probably use them. But, you know, we made it through, no problem. And, oh, I guess that's the point. We wouldn't be able to get past unless we had the, unless we came this way. Because I was thinking, like, the ore would be closer to the wall. But they decided that they were going to close off the wall. Oh, I remember this section. This section's really weird, because it forces you, it makes you think that you got to work faster than you should. But the trick to it is you got to use your switch hook. Like, this is kind of one of those clever puzzle things. Like, it's not really that clever of a puzzle, but it's one of those things that I'm not sure if you guys do it, but I see that and I'm like, oh, that's a race. I got to get to the end before I fuck up. But it's just trying to fool you into thinking that there's a race going on. Oh well, I just said it, so I guess that meant something to me somehow. And oh, I'm so glad we actually did that relatively quickly, because that could take time. Oh wait, no, we fucked up, didn't we? No, I remember what to do. This puzzle can be a bit jerkish, because you have to push that block at the beginning, which this one right here, which screws you over from getting back up. So you have to push this out of the way, move this, and then push this, so you'll be able to get back there. No, oh, damn it. I meant to push it, but then I was so into the switch hooking that I kept switch hooking. This puzzle is another one of those puzzles that can take you a while, because it's one of those things that you don't think... Actually, wait, no, you don't even... I don't know, I keep pushing that block, but you don't have to push that block now I think about it. I don't know why I'm doing that. This is one of those puzzles that they kind of trick you into thinking that it's more complicated than it is. You just kind of have to go, wait, no, I can manipulate my surroundings by, you know, pushing the jars to give me an advantage. I guess it's just one of those things that puzzles like to do. It's totally a Professor Layton puzzle where they're like, well, the real trick was that the mouse was female and there was no guy mouses, so it couldn't have babies. That puzzle in Professor Layton always fucks me over. I know this isn't Professor Layton, and I shouldn't be talking about it, but that fucking puzzle always screws me over. I always sit down and I work that math out. God damn it. I'm more of a math-minded person, though, so I guess that's my reason I always fall for that, because I'm always thinking, like, oh, well, it's time to do some motherfucking math, and, good thing there's a fairy here, because, you know, we're walking into a boss, and it's always a good thing to have a fairy. Well, not have a fairy, but, you know, be fully healed. I'll go ahead and grab her switch hook, because, you know, it's the boss of a place where we got the switch hook. And I don't remember the name of this boss, to be honest, but he's pretty easy. You just grab him with your switch hook and then beat the shit out of him with your sword. Now, the little babies that he has, you can kill with your sword. I don't know if they drop pickups, but they're not all that important. You don't want to focus on them. You just want to beat the crap out of him. They can be relatively annoying, but, you know, they're not that important. Just switch hook him, beat the shit out of him. He's not a difficult boss at all. You might end up taking a lot of damage depending on whether the babies decide to flock to you. But, you know, just he's a simple boss, not that hard. But, you know, we've earned our Essence of Time, a torch-looking thing. You got the burning flame in Essence of Time. It reignites the wavering hearts with the hero's burning passion. So, you know, Lonk's burning passion is going to reignite the entire land, because, you know, Lonk is a motherfucking hero. I've said motherfucking a lot. I don't know why, but, you know, we've solved a dungeon. We should be proud of ourselves. We'll see what our lady the Maku Tree has to say. What do you have to say, Mrs. Maku Tree? What do you have to say? I am remembering more and more the ridge north of Nehru's house must be related to the essence. Wow, that was a really short message. That, like, a really short... Oh, God, I saw that glowing thing and I almost freaked out, but no, that's our time portal. So yeah, we got an Essence of Time, no problem. So on the next episode, we'll go to where the Maku Tree was talking about and see if we can, you know, find more Essences of Time. And I'll see you guys then.